Deep in the muddy waters of the Amazon basin, something moves like a shadow beneath the surface. Silent, heavy, watching. This is the green anaconda, a reptilian titan, and the heaviest snake on the planet. While it may not hold the record for the absolute longest, the sheer bulk of this serpent is enough to turn the Amazon River into its personal hunting ground. Anacondas can reach over 20 feet in length and weigh more than 500 pounds. Their olive green skin, patterned with black ovals, blends seamlessly with the riverbanks and flooded forests. And they know how to use that camouflage. They don't chase, they wait. Motionless, with just their eyes and nostrils above water, they strike with explosive speed when prey wanders too close. And their menu? It's no small buffet. Capybaras, caimans, birds, turtles, even wild pigs, all are fair game. Once wrapped in those powerful coils, escape is impossible. The anaconda doesn't crush its prey like a mythic monster. It constricts with pressure that cuts off circulation and air in seconds. Then comes the swallow. Head first, whole, slow. The snake unhinges its jaws, stretches its skin, and devours meals that look far too large to fit. Despite their reputation, attacks on people are extremely rare. These snakes are shy by nature, and when they sense trouble, they slip beneath the water and vanish like smoke. Still, local legends tell of something far more terrifying. In the lore of the jungle, there's talk of the Yakumama, a snake said to be 100 feet long, with the power to swallow boats. While no scientific evidence confirms its existence, tales of this water beast persist in villages all along the Amazon. Some even claim to have seen its ripples slicing across quiet waters at dawn. The green anaconda is more than just muscle and myth. It plays a vital role in the Amazon's ecosystem, a top-tier predator that keeps populations in balance. Yet it's also a creature under threat, with deforestation shrinking its habitat and illegal wildlife trade always lurking. Still, in the flooded forests and winding rivers, the anaconda remains a ghost too strong to ignore, too quiet to catch, and always right where you don't expect it. At first glance, the giant otter looks almost comical. Long whiskers, round eyes, and playful squeaks echoing across the Amazon's backwaters. But behind that charming face lies one of the rainforest's most coordinated and ruthless predators. Stretching up to 6 feet long and armed with a jaw full of sharp teeth, the giant otter is anything but gentle when it enters hunting mode. These creatures live in tight-knit family groups, often up to 10 members strong, and they hunt together like a military unit. Their strategy, communication, timing. In just seconds, they can corner fish, chase down snakes, and even team up to take on prey larger than themselves. In one-on-one fights, they've been known to go after caimans and win. It's not brute strength alone that makes them deadly. It's the way they think and work as a team. Their vocal range is one of the widest in the animal kingdom, with over 20 distinct sounds. They whistle, bark, scream, and chirp, a constant stream of chatter that keeps the group in sync as they patrol their watery territory. And they do guard it fiercely. When intruders come too close, these otters don't back down. They bare their teeth, puff up their bodies, and charge with no hesitation. What sets them apart isn't just their power or speed, but their intelligence. They memorize the river like a map, remember feeding spots, and know how to use the current. They'll ambush from behind logs, dive under prey, or work in a circle to trap fish. It's surgical. Despite their dominance, giant otters are under serious pressure. Habitat destruction, illegal gold mining, and water pollution have slashed their numbers. In some parts of the Amazon, they've vanished completely. But where the waters run clear and the forest still holds, the river wolves, as locals call them, still hunt with eerie precision. They may look like something out of a cartoon, but once you've seen a pack take down a full-grown fish in under 30 seconds, it's clear. This is no cuddly animal. It's one of the rainforest's most skilled killers, and it's not afraid to show it. In the darkest corners of the Amazon's slow-moving waters, where moonlight barely touches the surface, something ancient lurks. The black caiman, a living relic and the undisputed ruler of the river. It's not just big, it's colossal. Adult males can stretch over 15 feet long, and there are whispered stories of giants pushing past 20. Their armored skin is jet black. Their eyes glow like embers in the dark, and their bite can crack bone like twigs. While they may look like their more famous cousins, black caimans are in a class of their own. Unlike the American alligator or Nile crocodile, they prefer the murky isolation of deep Amazonian lakes and slow rivers, hunting by night and moving in silence. Their jaws are built for ambush. Once they lock onto a target, be it a capybara, a deer, or even a fellow predator, there's no escape. One strike, one death roll. It's over. But what makes the black caiman truly fearsome isn't just its size or bite. It's the aura. Locals treat these animals with intense respect. In the indigenous communities, it's said that if you stare into a caiman's eyes, it can see your spirit. Whether that's legend or not, one thing is certain in waters where a black caiman swims. Everything else stays on edge. Young caimans are born into danger. Birds, snakes, and even their own kind prey on them. But those that survive grow fast. And once they reach adulthood, there are few things in the Amazon that can challenge them. Even jaguars tread carefully near caiman-infested lagoons. Like many apex predators, black caimans help keep the ecosystem in balance. They remove the sick, keep prey populations from exploding, and act as a barometer of the forest's health. But they've had their own battles decades ago. They were hunted to near extinction for their skin. Protected status and conservation have helped them rebound, but in some areas they're still incredibly rare. Today they reign once again as quiet kings of the dark waters. You won't see them coming. You won't hear them move. But if you're in their domain, they'll know you're there. If horror movies needed a jungle villain, they wouldn't have to invent one. The Amazonian giant centipede already exists, and it's every bit as unsettling as it sounds. Growing up to 14 inches long and moving with disturbing speed, this creature hunts in ways that feel straight out of science fiction. Its legs don't just help it run. They grip, twist, and pin down prey. Its body is armored, flexible, and eerily quiet. The color varies shades of red, brown, or black, depending on where it's found, but the menace stays the same. And those massive front pincers? Not just for show, they inject venom capable of shutting down the nervous systems of animals many times the centipede's size. It's an ambush predator with a menu that includes frogs, insects, lizards, and even birds. Yes, birds. There are confirmed cases of these centipedes climbing into trees, wrapping themselves around roosting birds, and delivering a venomous bite before devouring them slowly. Humans aren't on the menu, but encounters can still go wrong. A bite causes intense pain, swelling, nausea, and in rare cases, more severe reactions. Luckily, these creatures don't attack unprovoked. They're shy and prefer to hide under rocks, logs, or leaf litter, but step too close and they'll rear up, expose their fangs, and strike without warning. What makes them even more unsettling is their durability. These centipedes are survivors. They've adapted to everything the rainforest throws at them: floods, heat, competition, and they're fast learners. Their hunting tactics shift depending on the terrain and prey. They'll burrow underground to surprise lizards, climb trees to catch bats, slip into shallow water to hunt tadpoles. In the web of Amazon predators, the giant centipede might not be the biggest or the loudest, but it's one of the most relentless. Watching one in action is like seeing a creature from another world, moving with purpose, precision, and absolutely no mercy. You might never see it coming: a small black ant no longer than a paperclip, crawling through the undergrowth. But if you make the mistake of stepping on a bullet ant's turf, you'll remember it forever. Found across the Amazon's rainforests, the bullet ant delivers what scientists rank as the most painful insect sting in the world. Some call it nature's taser, others compare it to getting shot, which is where it gets its name. The pain isn't just sharp, it's all-consuming. A burning, throbbing agony that radiates through the entire limb and can last for over 24 hours. Victims report being unable to hold objects, walk, or even speak properly. There's no venom that kills, no paralysis, just pain, pure and overwhelming. Despite their fearsome reputation, bullet ants aren't aggressive unless provoked. They live in colonies near tree bases and are fiercely protective. Get too close and they'll sound the alarm not with sound, but with pheromones that rally dozens more. One sting is bad. A swarm? That's a nightmare. Local tribes in Brazil even use bullet ants in traditional initiation rituals. Young warriors place their hands into gloves woven with dozens of ants. It's a test of endurance, strength, and mental control, a rite that leaves no one unchanged. But bullet ants are more than just a terrifying footnote in the Amazon's ecosystem. Their venom, called ponerotoxin, has attracted the attention of researchers looking for new ways to block pain signals and understand nerve pathways. As always, the rainforest hides solutions behind its most dangerous species. They don't build towering nests or run across paths in armies. They're hidden, waiting, tucked under leaves or crawling across tree trunks. And if you brush up against one, the moment you feel the sting, you'll know exactly what hit you. Beneath the surface of the Amazon's still waters lurks a creature that doesn't bite or strike at shocks. The electric eel, long and sleek like a water serpent, can unleash electric pulses powerful enough to knock a horse off its feet. Despite its name, it's not a true eel, but a type of knife fish, one that packs a jolt strong enough to stop a predator in its tracks. It uses specialized organs along its body to generate electricity. One set controls navigation and communication, sending low-voltage signals like a radar. But when it hunts or feels threatened, it fires up the high-voltage system, delivering blasts of up to 600 volts. It's like holding on to a live wire in the middle of the jungle. Electric eels can grow over 8 feet long and weigh around 45 pounds. They often rise to the surface to gulp air. They breathe atmospheric oxygen more than water. This means they can survive in murky, oxygen-poor ponds and flooded forests where few other predators dare to go. Their hunting strategy is pure precision. They use electric fields to sense prey in total darkness, then launch a double pulse that stuns and disorients. Fish freeze, frogs float. Even small mammals trying to escape through shallow water can be stopped mid-sprint. In one fascinating behavior, electric eels have been observed curling their bodies into a U-shape, sandwiching prey between the head and tail to intensify the shock. Scientists compare this move to a biological taser that leaves nothing standing. Though they rarely interact with people, stepping into their habitat barefoot or accidentally catching one can end badly. There are records of multiple shocks leading to drowning, though fatalities are exceedingly rare. They're one of the Amazon's strangest and most dangerous predators, not because of teeth or venom, but because they carry a weapon no other fish on Earth does. Electricity, weaponized and perfected. There's no warning, just a rustle in the canopy, a flicker of dappled shadow, and then nothing. The jaguar doesn't need to chase, it ambushes, and when it strikes, it goes straight for the skull. Unlike big cats elsewhere, the jaguar's bite is designed to pierce bone. Turtles, caimans, and even the thickest skulls of prey animals fall to its jaws with chilling ease. As the largest big cat in the Americas and the third largest in the world, the jaguar rules the Amazon rainforest like a phantom. Stocky and muscular, it can weigh up to 250 pounds and leap with shocking force. Its name comes from the indigenous word yaguarete, he who kills with one leap. They roam alone, covering wide territories and often swimming across rivers in search of prey. Yes, jaguars are swimmers, strong ones. They'll glide silently through flooded forests, ambushing animals at the edge of the water. Capybaras, deer, monkeys, turtles, nothing is truly safe once a jaguar sets its sights. Their rosette-dotted coats melt into the jungle's palette of green and gold, making them nearly invisible even just feet away. And unlike lions or leopards, they hunt mostly at dawn or dusk when the light plays tricks and shadows rule the forest floor. One thing that sets jaguars apart from other cats is their kill technique. While most go for the throat, jaguars go for the skull. They bite directly through it, aiming for the brain, a quick and efficient end for the prey. It's not just power, it's precision. In pop culture, the jaguar has appeared as a symbol of stealth and elegance, even showing up in action games and jungle-based thrillers. But here in the real world, it's more than a symbol. It's a living force of nature, beautiful, elusive, and perfectly designed to rule the rainforest. Sharp-toothed and fast, the piranha has earned a fearsome reputation, and while Hollywood exaggerates, the real story is intense enough. With jaws like scissors and teeth sharp enough to shear flesh, piranhas are among the Amazon's most effective predators. But their danger comes not from one, it comes from the group. Red-bellied piranhas, the most notorious of the species, roam the rivers in schools that sometimes number in the hundreds. They're fast, aggressive, and always alert. When the group gets triggered, whether by splashing, blood, or sudden movement, they go into what researchers call feeding frenzy. In those moments, prey can be stripped to the bone in minutes. What triggers the frenzy? It's not madness, it's strategy. Piranhas are incredibly responsive to each other's movements. When one strikes, the others follow. That chain reaction is what makes them terrifying. Not the strength of one bite, but the speed of many. Despite their image, piranhas mostly eat fish, insects, and the occasional plant. In fact, some species are nearly vegetarian. But when water levels drop and food gets scarce, things change. That's when they switch into survival mode, and that's when accidents happen, livestock caught in the river, a wounded animal drifting downstream. Their teeth are perfectly shaped for cutting, with interlocking edges that form a razor-sharp line. Fishermen in Brazil often keep piranha jaws as tools they're that precise. Even so, attacks on people are extremely rare and almost always non-fatal. Still, no one wants to be in the water when a frenzy starts. The river may look calm, but when piranhas are near, silence can turn into chaos in a flash. It's no bigger than a grape, but its colors are electric neon blue, blazing yellow, blood red. The poison dart frog doesn't hide. It advertises. Those vivid patterns are nature's warning sign. Touch me, and you'll regret it. Found hopping through the damp leaf litter of the Amazon, these frogs carry some of the most potent toxins known to science. The golden poison frog, in particular, has enough chemical power in its skin to seriously harm dozens of predators. What's shocking is how it got that way. These frogs don't produce poison on their own, they absorb it through their diet, feeding on toxic ants and beetles in the wild. The toxin, known as batrachotoxin, affects nerves and muscles. It doesn't burn or sting, it short-circuits the body's control system. Thankfully, frogs raised in captivity lose their toxicity. But in the wild, they're loaded. Indigenous people have long used the frog's secret for hunting. They gently rub the tips of darts along the frog's back, turning ordinary blowgun projectiles into jungle weapons with silent stopping power. But not all poison dart frogs are deadly. Out of more than 170 species, only a few carry enough punch to be dangerous. Still, their colors are unmistakable. Scientists call it aposematic coloration, a built-in warning label that says, "You don't want to mess with me." Despite their small size and delicate look, these frogs are survivors. They raise their young in tiny pools of water collected in leaves, protect their eggs, and even feed tadpoles with unfertilized eggs. In the world of Amazon predators, the poison dart frog is an unexpected standout. Not because of size or strength, but because of how lethal something so small and beautiful can be. High above the jungle floor where the sun filters through the thick canopy, the harpy eagle waits. It's not a common sight, these raptors are elusive, but when it appears, it commands absolute attention. With a wingspan stretching up to 7 feet and legs as thick as a human wrist, the harpy eagle isn't just big. It's a heavyweight hunter armed with some of the strongest talons in the bird world. It hunts monkeys, sloths, iguanas, and even large birds, plucking them from trees with a lightning-fast dive. It can see prey from over 200 feet away and flies nearly silently despite its size. Those talons, each one is roughly the size of a grizzly bear's claw, and they grip with enough force to crush bone. Pop culture fans might recognize the harpy eagle from fantasy video games or animated series with its feathered crown and fierce stare. It looks almost too mythical to be real. But this predator is no fantasy. It's a real guardian of the skies and one of the Amazon's most skilled killers. Crawling among banana leaves, under logs, and inside boots, the wandering spider doesn't build webs or traps. It roams. Fast, aggressive, and venomous, it's one of the most dangerous spiders on Earth. With legs that stretch up to 6 inches, it's large enough to make you pause, but it's not the size that makes it terrifying. It's the bite. The venom of the wandering spider can cause serious reactions, intense pain, muscle spasms, and in some cases, temporary paralysis. While medical help usually prevents the worst outcomes, its reputation alone has earned it a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. These spiders are nocturnal hunters. They don't wait for prey to stumble into a trap. They chase it down. Insects, frogs, lizards if it moves, it's fair game. And when threatened, they rear up on their back legs, revealing powerful fangs ready to strike. Despite the fear, wandering spiders serve a role in controlling insect populations. Still, if you're ever in the Amazon and see one scurrying near your camp, don't ignore it. It's nearly invisible in the water, no longer than a matchstick, but the candiru has sparked more fear than fish 10 times its size. A parasitic catfish, the candiru usually targets the gills of larger fish, latching on and feeding on blood. But what's made it infamous is its alleged attraction to human orifices, a claim that's been exaggerated over the years, but not entirely myth. Though actual cases are vanishingly rare, the candiru's needle-like shape and stealthy swimming make it the stuff of campfire horror stories. It reacts to chemical trails in the water, and once it finds a host, it anchors itself with spines and feeds in a way that's incredibly hard to remove. Locals know better than to wade into certain stretches of water without protection. And researchers? They approach the candiru with careful respect. It's not a predator in the traditional sense, but its parasitic methods are enough to keep it on this list of the Amazon's most unsettling creatures. It doesn't look like much a strange, shield-shaped insect crawling along the underbrush. But the assassin bug lives up to its name with brutal efficiency. It uses a sharp, needle-like mouthpart to stab its prey and inject a cocktail of enzymes that liquefy the victim's insides. The bug then slurps up the soup-like remains, leaving behind nothing but an empty shell. Found throughout the Amazon, these bugs take down everything from caterpillars to spiders. Some species even carry the hollowed-out remains of their past kills on their back, as camouflage, a morbid disguise that doubles as protection. Not all assassin bugs are dangerous to humans, but some species can transmit Chagas disease, a serious illness carried by the so-called kissing bug variety. Again, bites are rare, but the risk is real enough to keep your hammock zipped and your sleeping bag sealed. Above your head, tangled in vines and tree branches, the Amazonian tree boa waits. This snake isn't enormous like the anaconda, but it's an expert at stealth. Coiled tightly on a branch, it blends perfectly into the forest's texture, striking with lightning speed at anything that comes too close. It's a constrictor, no venom, just pure muscle. The tree boa grabs birds, bats, and tree-dwelling rodents mid-movement, wraps around them in an instant, and tightens until the struggle ends. Then it swallows its meal whole and retreats back into the green. What makes this species especially interesting is its color variation. Some are deep red, others almost golden, and some take on a mossy green hue that makes them disappear into the canopy. They're not dangerous to humans, but the speed and power they show in the treetops are incredible. If you're ever hiking in the Amazon and feel like something's watching you from above, it just might be this silent hunter. That's about it. Would you like to go to the Amazon? Write in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other videos.